Welcome to Synchronize Swatches, your twice monthly dose of coolness. I'm your host, Chip Johnson.
I'm the other guy, Chris Gregory.
Every other week, we watch an episode of the cult classic 1990 sitcom Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and then we record ourselves chatting about it.
It's time for Operation Record the Podcast. Are you ready?
Got my schlocky vertigo effects ready.
Gentlemen, Synchronize Swatches. Not a problem.
I've never liked you, Lewis.
Not a problem.
Eat now?
Clean out your locker, you're finished.
You know, we sold a few things before we moved just so we wouldn't have to
Yeah.
move so much shit, but then, of course, it means you got to buy a lot of shit when you get to the other side,
Right.
which is kind of a pain. So we actually sold the dining room table because it was just kind of this round dining room table that I
Yeah.
got for free at the first apartment or second apartment
Yeah.
I moved into in LA. It was like already in the apartment, and the landlord was like, "If you want it, I'll leave it here." And I was like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have any furniture. Fine, I'll take it." But it just the decor, it didn't really fit our decor.
Sure.
And it worked for the house that we had, off of Mansfield. But like, it was just kind of making do. So we're like, you know what, this
Yeah.
thing it's so huge and hulking, and I was like, let's not bother to take it across the country. Let's get a brand new dining room table. So we've been shopping around for one that again fits our kind of mid-century decor.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find any used at a decent price. So we ended up ordering one. And we're like, all right, we'll just order it just so we can have something. Well, we ordered it, and it's been like a month and a half. And it's it's still, it's still coming from the warehouse. It's like, it's been the longest freaking wait. And the whole point was just to have something, like, let's go ahead and order it so we have it. But so we're still like eating dinner on like a folding table and folding chairs.
Very mid-century, man.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Card
God.
tables.
But the rest of the house feels pretty set,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
They're going to deliver your table. You're going to open a door, and it's going to be that big round table.
yeah,
It's like,
can't get rid of it.
yeah. It's like the pet that you keep taking out to the farm, and when you get home, it's sitting there on your front porch like, dope.
Oh man,
I don't know if that actually happens. That might just be something I've seen in cartoons.
with the pet,
Yeah.
I think there's been some like recorded cases of like a dog, coming quite a few miles home, like finding his way home.
Yeah.
I think that has happened, but I think it's been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah. So you're telling me they don't show up on your doorstep with stickers and stamps from across the country all over them?
Exactly.
Like that fucking goat cartoon or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
The goat that won't stop eating everything.
Because he set him down on the railroad track, and he just started munching the railroad, like the railroad not spike, but the rail itself.
The rails.
And then he just like took off into the horizon, and then he comes back down the
Back
other
the other
rail
side.
with all
Yeah.
the stickers on.
All those stamps on them. That's
Oh
funny.
God, I
It's
love
that-
those old
it's that-
cartoons, man.
Yeah, it's that hillbilly character who's all like, "Y'all come back now."
Yeah.
I don't remember his name, but he's funny.
I don't either, man. It's funny actually because there's a call out to another Looney Tunes character, Mary Melody's character, later in this episode that we'll bring up. It's
Nice
actually,
transition.
Yeah, it's actually a weird connection there. I just thought of.
Yeah. You've been listening to Cartoon Talk. Let's move on to the second part of our program, Synchronize Swatches.
You guys were dangerous dudes, huh?
Season 2, Episode 18, Glory Days, with a Z.
Of course.
Yes, of course. And I guess, so let's hear our German pronunciation, our German title here,
All right, Paul, if you will.
Das Idol der Flamingos.
which translates to The Flamingo's Idol, which, that works for this as well.
It works. I think Glory Days is better.
Yeah.
But sometimes the German title works better, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a pretty good title, though. It works on a number of levels, man.
Yes.
So this episode aired on Sunday, February 9th, 1992. Don't have any trivia for that night.
I looked it up, and I was like, man, nothing happened this day.
Yeah.
Boring ass day.
As we've said before, I sure hope nothing actually happened on that day. It was just critical. major assassination or something.
Yeah.
It's like, boring. Anyway, so this one was written by the writing team of Alan Cross and Tom Spezialy. I guess it's Alan Cross's 6th episode and Tom Spezialy's 5th episode. The previous episode they wrote was Raging Coob, season 2, episode 13. And it's directed by our old pal Brian Spicer, who's back for his 18th episode.
I know.
His 2nd in a row and his 3rd in the last 4.
Yeah, it's pretty much his show.
Yeah, this show is his show now.
Yeah.
All right, so on to our synopsis. The time has come to go back to school to learn the 3 R's. No, not reading, writing, and Rithmatic. The important 3 R's. Ronny Ray Rasmussen. The Santo Domingo legend returns to accept the Alumnus of the Year award. But before he does that, he's got a little unfinished business to settle.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, sounds a lot more ominous than it was.
Yeah, it's actually not ominous at all.
Yeah, you're right. So for opening credits gag, it's award season again here at Santo Domingo. Miss Musso is handing out trophies like a cafeteria worker serving up scoops of yesterday's leftover refried beans. First up is Parker Lloyd Lewis, this year's recipient of an award for hardest working hair in show business. Next up is Mikey Randall, receiving his award and accepting it on the back of a Harley for Best Rebel with or Without a Cause. And I made a note here that I'd like to point out that Mikey's hair is just as Gumby-like as Parker's these days.
Yeah, it has been for a while, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when it transitioned into that, but you can really see it here when he turns to the crowd. It's like, man, he's got the same bread loaf head Parker's got, you know?
Bread loaf. He does, like. Man. And I like his award, Best Rebel with or without a cause.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not discerning here, with or without. So then Jerry is awarded a trophy for Best Technological Advancement in a Coat, be it trench or over.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah. And lastly, we see Miss Musso present an enormous trophy to Frank Limmer, this year's Best Bootlick in a Half-Hour Comedy. And the crowd erupts in indifference.
Yes.
All right, so we open on the Santo Domingo Quad in 1969. Someone has smeared Vaseline on the camera lens, obscuring our view of a crowd of students on the quad. It's just the effect to make it look like the old-timey, 1969, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Nostalgia vision.
Yeah, nostalgia vision, exactly. At their center is the 1969 Boy of the Year, captain of the baseball team and homecoming king, one Ronny Ray Rasmussen. As the students cheer him on, Ronny Ray rocks back and fires a fastball towards the camera, positioned atop the school flagpole. The ball strikes its target, bending back the eagle finial as we transition to Santo Domingo, 1992. I wanted to make a note here. It always sticks out to me when they get an actor to throw a baseball who's clearly never thrown a baseball in their life. No shade here,
right.
But no shade to old Harry Anderson here, but it's more noticeable later, spoiler alert, he does it again, but man, it just always sticks out to me when they have somebody do that, it's like you couldn't get especially for that shot where they're far away, you couldn't get somebody else to do it, who knows how, anyway. I'm just a stickler, I guess. So anyway, we're back on the quad. It's 1992. A new generation of students gathers around the same still damaged flagpole, awaiting the impending return of Ronny Ray Rasmussen. V.O. Parker tells us Ronny Ray has been awarded the Santo Domingo Alumnus of the Year award. And I noted here that SDHS loves its alumni. And I don't ever recall, I don't know about you, but I don't ever recall seeing or hearing anything about returning alumni when I was in high school.
Never.
This has got to be at least the second or third episode where they've got
the
current students mingling with the the alumnus or the alumni or whatever. Yeah, it's like really strange.
I don't remember it. Like for our high school, it's like once people got out, they never looked back.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe that says more about that particular high school.
Maybe
they didn't want to run into Miss Flood again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the crowd is full of signs welcoming Ronny Ray back. And then there's one that says, "Thank you for not watching Erie, Indiana."
I love that.
Which I guess was a rival program on NBC at the time.
Did you ever watch it?
I did not. I recognize the name, but I don't think I ever saw it. Yeah.
I don't really remember too much about it, but I did watch it when it was on. for a time, or maybe it was in reruns or syndication at some point briefly in the early 90s. I don't remember much about it. I just remember really loving it. It was just kind of an eerie, like it was a town where like just weird shit would happen, you know?
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah.
And thinking back now, it almost feels like a early like predecessor to something like Stranger Things or something.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Because it was just like, I really should dig it up, see if I can dig it up on DVD or something. Because I would love to revisit it. Like I say, I don't remember anything except how I felt watching it. It was spooky, it was eerie, it was weird, it was mysterious. But I feel like, it was like there was like a little town. It was Erie, Indiana, obviously.
Right.
But just weird shit would happen, like weird, unexplainable shit.
Yeah.
Kind of FBI, X-Files type shit or something.
Yeah. That's cool. If you ever find it, put it up on Plex.
Yeah, we'll do.
I wouldn't mind watching that. So apparently not everybody is excited about Ronny Ray's return. Miss Musso tells Frank how she was always unable to resist Ronny Ray's musk when she was a schoolgirl. She loves that stank.
Good old Musso.
Apparently,
That's a good old Musso.
Good old Musso, that's right. Apparently he broke her heart. She flashes back to a scene in high school. She's waiting outside the locker room as the team emerges. Grace spots Ronny Ray and tells him she has his home run ball. She asks him to sign it, and apparently he writes dinner tonight because that's what she responds to.
Yeah.
She says, I do. I mean, I'd love to, as he's walking away.
Yeah, he's totally walking away.
It just walks off. Their relationship is very strange in this episode.
Yeah.
So back from her reverie, Musso begs Frank to help her to just say no. He responds by slipping a surgical mask over her face and promising to be her human shield. And then he says he claims to be an expert at, quote, cloaking hidden feelings of love as he side-eyes her.
I love that line, Reed, because it's just like cloaking hidden feelings of love.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah. And then I also made another note that there's more of those squishy sounds, like when he puts the mask on her face. It's like
yeah. It's funny how ubiquitous those are that you almost become like completely like
don't even notice them,
deaf to them. Yeah,
yeah, totally.
You don't even notice. You know, it's crazy. So suddenly the theme from Peter Gunn starts to play, and I wrote one of the coolest songs I've ever written. I love that fucking song.
Definitely.
It's so fucking cool. It's like the only reason I ever played Spy Hunter in the arcade. Because Peter Gunn was the theme song of it, you know?
I was going to say, I always think of Spy Hunter when I hear Peter Gunn.
Yeah. So we hear Peter Gunn thumping from a convertible Ford Fairlane. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did an image search, and I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is.
I don't think it was a Fairlane, actually. It looks kind of like a Fairlane, but I did some freeze frames, and I tried, digging into the history of the Fairlane. I was like, I don't know if that's actually a Fairlane. I think it's but I couldn't come up with what it was, so your guess is as good as mine. If it is a Fairlane, it's definitely it's probably like 50s maybe, because I mean, you remember what my Fairlane looked like in the 60s. It would look quite a bit different. This model had like more curves. It was a little bulkier.
Just how you like them. Curvy and bulky.
Had a bunch of junk in the trunk.
Huge headlights. We're talking about cars.
But yeah, so I could not figure out what it actually was, if it wasn't a Fairlane, but
yeah. Well, whatever. We'll just say it was a Fairlane for the episode. Who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Somebody does, obviously.
Yeah.
If you watch this and you know what it is, let us know.
Yeah.
So this convertible Ford blah, 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 blah approaches, breezing past a wayward seagull that walks into the shot.
I know.
That was really funny.
I feel like he just wandered in the shot. And they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Leave it in.
Yeah.
We're not gonna call cut. We're just gonna let it happen.
It's fine. It's just a seagull. Who cares? So we breeze past this seagull and the car pulls to a stop amongst the gathered students. Hopping from the vehicle is Ronny Ray Rasmussen.
Well, I'd be flattered by all this attention, but I'm guessing it was either B here or B in geometry, right?
Take a good look, Park. That's the guy we all wanted to be.
And Ronny Ray is played by the great Harry Anderson. He's known for a lot of stuff, probably mostly known for Night Court. He was Harry Stone in Night Court. He was also in the miniseries It, the 1990 miniseries It. He played Richie. And he was also on Dave's World. Looks like that was a 4-year run on Dave's World.
Yeah.
Which I never saw. I think we talked about it last episode briefly.
Yeah.
And then he also, I also remember him. I mean, I remember him from Night Court, but I also remember him from Cheers because he had kind of a recurring guest spot on Cheers where he was kind of like a con man. He would always come in and like pull some kind of magic trick or, you know, some con on them and con them out of their money and shit.
Yeah.
Or their wallet.
I was waiting for him to break out a deck of cards or something on here, you know? Just do some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. It feels like everything he ever guested on, he had a deck of cards with him.
Yeah, I think that was like his thing. I think Harry Anderson's thing was magic.
Magic,
like that,
yeah.
Real Renaissance man.
Yeah. and Parker says something. He says something to the effect of, I haven't seen this kind of excitement since Prince rear-windowed MTV. And I was like, what is he talking about? I kind of had to look up what Prince was doing at that time period.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's referencing Prince's performance at the 1991 MTV Music Video Awards.
Yeah.
Do you remember this one?
Yes.
Where he showed his ass?
Yeah, where he had the pants with the ass cut out. Or whatever. Yeah.
The ass cheeks cut out of his like yellow suit. This like yellow like kind of weird crochet suit or something. But yeah, his ass cheeks are hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what he meant by rear windowing MTV.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a great contemporary reference there.
Yeah.
Step into a world of wonder.
And then Ronny Ray leaps from the car and starts signing autographs before pointing in Marty's direction. They both recite a couple of Jimi Hendrix lyrics and play a little air guitar together. Very Bill and Ted.
Yes.
Marty then introduces Ronny Ray to Parker. Ronny Ray says Parker is a good-looking kid and asks if he's adopted. Then he catches sight of Musso. Despite Frank's valiant efforts to keep him at a distance, Ronny Ray breezes past him and tells Musso she looks as sweet as the day they met.
Yeah, he tries to keep him at bay with an air freshener.
Yeah.
Like one of those pine trees that you have in your car.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Well, got that musk, man.
Yeah. That's why it was so hilarious. He's just like, oh.
Yeah. He was not very effective because Miss Musso is immediately overtaken, as evidenced by the vertigo visual effects and music that rise behind her.
Yeah.
It's like the spinning wheel or whatever in the background.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. At Frank's insistence, the crowd starts to chant, "Speech, speech!" Ronny Ray leaps on his car and, after joking about how high school girls are still pretty, okay, and the boys are still pretty desperate, he cuts to the chase. He can't accept the award. He never submitted his final term paper, and therefore he never graduated. He's here now to re-enroll, to finish that paper, and finally get his diploma, if they'll have him. The crowd erupts with their support as an overwhelmed Miss Musso collapses into Frank. She's completely overwhelmed. So next we're in Mr. Loopman's class. I can't remember if that's the commercial break or not. But,
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, kind of crescendos there. So we're in Mr. Loopman's class now. Ronny Ray enters the classroom and finds Kubiak struggling to squeeze a square block into a round hole on an oversized children's toy.
Yeah, and my note was like, what class is this?
Yeah.
That cube is trying to match shapes.
Yeah. He's got to start somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Got to get him up to speed. So Ronny Ray steers him in the right direction, and Kubiak is pleased. He's then intercepted by Jerry, who begs him to, quote, beep him the next time he is about to do something legendary. He, whips out his pager and everything.
Yeah.
He then takes a seat next to a beaming Parker Lewis towards the front of the class. And, I mean, his cheeks are all smile when he sees him approaching. Looks like a little kid.
Well, if it isn't Marty Lewis, the next generation.
The Bud Slap? Glad to know some adults are watching the show.
Funny. I used to sit here in this class with my pal Marty Lewis. And now, 22 years later, I'm sitting here with his son, Parker Lewis. Hope we can be pals, too.
Coolness.
As Mr. Loopman begins his lesson on the bicameral legislature, and I just put a note, I thought he was a science teacher.
Me too.
So I don't know what fucking class this is.
Yeah.
So as he begins his lesson, a pizza delivery guy with a stopwatch enters the room, asking if anyone ordered a large pepperoni and mushroom. And I guess he's got the stopwatch because this is back when they did the 30 minutes or less,
yes,
or it's free thing or whatever.
Yeah, man, those days.
Yeah,
those are the good old days.
Yeah,
if you're late, I ain't paying.
There must have been some kind of liability thing or something.
It was. It totally was. I think.
Yeah.
I think some Domino's guys got in some major accidents, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't do that anymore."
It's not funny, but it's funny to think about. Plowing over an old person.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta get the pizza there.
Yeah. We won't get there $12. So Ronny Ray gestures him over. Mr. Loopman sarcastically asks if he ordered enough for the whole class. He forgot who he was talking to. In walks a delivery guy with a huge stack of pizza boxes, including like 3 really fucking huge pizza boxes. After Ronny Ray promises this won't happen again, Mr. Loopman reminds him that he has a paper due by the end of the week, and there isn't a pizza large enough to get him out of that. And then we cut to Kubiak, of course, who's sitting over and admiring a pizza that is the size of a car hood. It is fucking huge.
It is fucking huge.
Yeah.
And the pizza, I noticed that the pizza that Ronny Ray grabs and puts in front of him, on the top it says Beef Eater Special.
Yeah.
And then he opens it, complete with like a cow mooing, as he opens it. But we see the pizza is actually only topped with a shit ton of veggies.
Yeah.
There's like no meat on it. It's like green pepper and onion and mushrooms and anchovies, but there's no meat.
Yeah. Good call. Called out the continuity error here.
That is not the Beef Eater Special.
Yeah. Maybe there's just like layers and layers of beef underneath all that stuff. Who knows?
The crust is actually just meat.
It's just rolled beef. Gross.
Just veggies piled up on a big slab of meat. God.
All right, so we're out in the hallway. Jerry is desperately sneaking into his locker, I assume.
Yeah.
While Miss Musso is at the other end of the hallway firing off a thumb at a student on a payphone. I'm actually not sure why Jerry's doing this. It's not evident, unless he's running from her, I guess.
I thought he was running from her, but I mean, I don't know why he would be, because it wasn't like he was doing anything, but I got the impression he saw her like handing out notices or something, and he just like, and he ducked into his locker.
Yeah, that must have been it. I didn't put 2 and 2 together watching it. It just seemed like he was running from something that we would become aware of.
Right.
It just
never
unless
paid
it
off.
was just Musso, it just never really paid off. But anyway. So as she approaches his locker, she hears laughter and turns to see Ronny Ray approaching with an entourage. So she sneaks into Jerry's locker as well. We get a funny shot of the two of them, like Jerry in there, and she's coming in. He's trying to hide himself, basically. Yeah. And then we get a really fun eyeballs animation sequence when they discover each other inside the locker.
Yeah, that's great. Reminds me. That kind of stuff always reminds me of the Scooby-Doo intro.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. Oh, I guess they did it in the show too. Like when the lights would go out, then the eyeballs would pop open and look around. And it would always be the monster in there with them.
Yeah. And if something, and like unlike in this one when they recognize each other, the eyes get all huge and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, it's just a funny little animation sequence there.
Yeah.
So back in the hallway, Ronny Ray is pitching Parker on a topic for his term paper. A day in the life of his hero, Sandy Koufax. When Parker suggests that his paper might need to be on a topic of greater historical relevance, Ronny Ray revises his proposal. A week in the life of Sandy Koufax. Parker offers to put together some notes for him. Ronny Ray isn't sold on this idea, but Parker insists, so he accepts. He then realizes they are standing in front of his old locker. He gives it a quick Fonzie fist bump, and the door pops open. However, Ronny Ray then closes the door, because it's empty on the inside. He closes the door and then he fist bumps the other side, the other hinge. And that opens the opposite way and reveals the contents inside still intact. Ronny Ray removes a box from the top shelf and opens it. And we get this eerie green glow emanating from the box. And this voice sings, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling." And it's funny because he closes the box top, looks at Parker, he's like, "Wrong box."
This is obviously the reference to that Looney Tunes frog, Michigan J. Frog, who he's in a number of cartoons after a while because he kind of caught on. But he originally appeared in a cartoon called One Froggy Evening, which is itself, I didn't know this until I kind of looked into it, which is itself a reference or spoof to a Cary Grant film called Once Upon a Time about a dancing fucking caterpillar. I shit you not. A dancing caterpillar.
Man, they made some weird movies back in the day.
But I always remember the frog in it because like he comes out of the box and he looks all just like somber and like dour and like then all of a sudden he throws on a top hat and grabs a cane and just fucking starts singing. I love that.
Yeah,
shit.
and he was the mascot of the WB network, wasn't he? Like when they launched WB.
You're right. He totally was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where more people know him from.
Yeah.
Now.
Yep.
If they even remember the WB network. So he pulls out the other box from the top shelf and reveals his collection of Miss Musso's love letters to him. He takes one out, and when Parker blows the dust off the top, the dust goes out into the air and coalesces into Frank Limmer. This is a pretty cool shot.
Awesome.
Yeah. He accuses Parker of possessing a double-hinged locker in a single-hinged zone. Ronny Ray steps in, informing Frank that this is his locker, and if he needs someone to feed to Musso, he's the man. Frank, fearing Ronny Ray's influence over Musso, reluctantly lets him off the hook. Ronny Ray, however, insists. So over in Miss Musso's office, Frank stumbles into the office, too late to warn her about the approaching Ronny Ray, who enters and sits down across from Grace. Miss Musso pinches her nose shut. Gotta keep that musk out.
Yeah.
Ronny Ray tells her this is ironic. It's the first time he's ever wanted to be sent to the principal's office. He takes out one of the letters and tells her no words have ever touched him the way hers did. Miss Musso enters the vertigo zone again as an overhead oxygen mask drops down. She puts it on as we transition to the parking lot. It's an interesting transition, too. Like, everything in the background falls away except for, you know, Musso and Frank.
Yeah.
And then we see the scene of the parking lot, basically. I guess we kind of, like, move past her or something.
Pass them into,
Yeah. So out in the parking lot, atop the musical bed of Peter Gunn, we are with Ronny Ray and Marty seated in the front seat of his car. Parker sits in the back like a small child.
Yeah,
Marty says, I love this. Marty says, the wheelman and the chick magnet ride again, which is funny because I was like, well, I mean, we've been presented with Ronny Ray as the chick magnet, but he's the one behind the wheel. So
yes.
Is that Marty saying he's the chick magnet, I guess?
I think he is. Poor delusional Marty.
Yeah. I don't know. He seemed pretty cool in the last episode where all the alumni came back.
Yeah, it's true.
Season
he was the Parker of his time.
That's right.
Believe it or not.
Yeah. All right. So the two men compare themselves to Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, a movie Parker admits he has never seen. And I just made a note here. I'm not sure I've seen the entire thing either. Like I know I've seen the ending quite a few times, but I'm familiar with it. But I don't know that I've ever actually sat down and watched the whole thing. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love it. Yeah. But yeah, that ending is famous.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole movie is great.
Yeah, and so they're both taken aback that Parker hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
and then they proceed to reenact that scene, the final scene, complete with the freeze frame and the fade to sepia tone.
Yeah, it's great.
So now we're back in Parker's room here. He works away at his word processor, telling us in VO that Ronny Ray is missing from this study session. He fields a phone call on his very 90s cordless phone. It's Ronny Ray. Parker tells him they need to jam on this term paper. Apparently, Ronny Ray has a job interview that night. So Parker tells him he will write the paper for him. Ronny Ray objects, but Parker insists. What are friends for, he says. He hangs up and gets back to it. And then we can tell that hours have passed because there's a stack of crumpled papers on his desk. I don't know if he's like printing them and then editing them and then crumpling them up or what.
You know, you have a delete key, right, Parker?
Yeah. This ain't a fucking typewriter, man. Parker doesn't realize there's a difference. He's like right at that age. So VO Parker explains that focusing on a term paper means eliminating the little day-to-day distractions. And the camera pans over to find Shelley tied to a chair with the type of rope they use to dock battleships. It's this fat-ass rope wrapped around her, and she's gagged as well.
Yeah. There's little distractions.
Yeah. It's 9:55 after 10 hours of hard work. 10 hours.
I know.
Parker is finished with Ronny Ray's paper. I guess about Sandy Koufax. It's a lot. Time to move on to his own paper. First, however, he's earned himself a date at Atlas Diner. Or a little break, I guess. That's probably a better way to describe it. So we cut over to the Atlas Diner and we see Parker coming in the front door, but he stops and he's taken aback to find Ronny Ray in the diner, entertaining the patrons with stories of his glory days as the Santo Domingo baseball star. V.O. Parker says, mental note, apply for status as America's #1 sucker. So we pixelate to commercial again.
I know a commercial break is a long time, but you've got to try and remember.
All right, so the next day we're in the hallway with Parker. In VO, Parker tells us he stayed up all night writing his paper while Ronny Ray danced the night away. He's decided he's not going to let him get away with it. When Ronny Ray rounds the corner, Parker catches him in the throat with a quick chop. While he struggles to breathe, Parker delivers a swift knee to the groin, doubling Ronny Ray over. Parker grabs him by the collar and the belt and throws him into a metallic trash can, which Shelley then kicks down the hallway. It explodes in a fireball, and Jimmy Joe Trout, Donna Sue Horton, and Mary Lou Connor join hands in a moment of silence for their fallen triple-named brethren.
Nice.
That's not really what happened.
No, but that was a good tangent. I love that.
Yeah, that was a daydream. Just wanted to point it out that he has 3 names like those other characters.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
Yeah. It's just a strange motif for this show, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Although I guess it fits a little bit better here with the this being like the 60s, a guy from the 60s or whatever, maybe. You know, it kind of fits that look a little more. But anyway, in fact, when Ronny Ray sees Parker, he nonchalantly asks him, "What's the word?"
The word is party, as in last night's little diner soiree.
I'm sorry, Parker, I screwed up. I don't know what it is. No, that's not true. I do know what it is. So do you. It's the call of the diner. That's what high school's all about, hanging out. You understand? After tomorrow, it's all over for me. My glory days will be gone forever. I don't want you thinking I use my friends like doormats. You're a class act, Parker. Maybe if I'd known more guys like you in my life, I wouldn't be 42 and back in high school. You know what I mean?
He summons Jerry and tells him he wants to go on record, letting everyone know what Parker Lewis means to him. Beneath the visible boom mic, sorry, I point that out again.
Yep. It was way in the shot on this one.
Yeah. He extols Parker for helping him out when he needed it most. He's a real friend.
And I love when Jerry retreats from here. He is doe-eyed, and the sounds of chirping birds can be heard.
That's right. Yeah.
He's so enamored with Ronny Ray.
Yeah. Yep. I love that that's when Jerry's in love. That's what you hear is birds.
Yeah.
Birds chirping everywhere.
But also just Troy's, playing of it, like just because the way he's staring at Ronny as he like retreats, it's just it's so well done.
It's why we love Jerry.
Yeah.
He's so sweet. But Parker decides that maybe he overreacted. They do the bud slap and Parker hands Ronny Ray the term paper. Ronny Ray is reluctant, but Parker insists. Later at the Atlas Diner, it's time for a 60s reunion dinner. Marty, Parker, Shelley, and Mikey, it's a strange combination, are seated in a booth. I just made a note. Mrs. Lewis must be in school tonight.
Yeah, good call.
Nick is out taking orders. Everything is on sale at 1960s prices. Nothing over $1. All of the menu items have 60s pop culture reference names like the Ike and Tina tuna sandwich. Marty tells everyone to gorge until they puke. At the bar, Kubiak asks Nick how much the Yellow Submarine sandwich is. Nick tells him it is 25 cents and asks him if he wants one. Foolish Nick.
Yeah.
Kubiak whips out a large bag with a $sign on it like a fucking robber in an old cartoon or something.
Yes.
And slaps it up on the bar. He withdraws another quarter from his pocket and orders 701. He then puts on one of his trademark bibs, and it says, "I heart cheap food."
I didn't put a note here, but I just thought of it like, I feel like that kind of was a thing back in the day when we were growing up. Like every once in a while, like some establishments would do like turn back the clock kind of thing, and they'd offer something at prices from like the 60s or the 50s.
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore, probably because you just can't fucking afford to. But but I do
Yeah.
feel like for a while there when we were growing up, that was actually a thing. Every once in a while they do a special, like just to drum up some business, and you could get a hamburger for like 10 cents or some shit. You know,
It's all the food that was about to go bad the next day.
Yeah.
I gotta get it out of here. Let's get some money for it.
Yep.
15 cents for a burger. Yeah, I mean, now the throwback prices would be like 75 cents or $1 or $1.50, you know?
Yeah.
You get like a cheeseburger at McDonald's for $1, you know?
Yeah.
I still remember getting the bags of cheeseburgers when they were like 35 cents or whatever.
35. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Late 90s or whatever when they did that throwback pricing.
Yep. Man, yeah.
I consume so much of whatever that is they call beef.
Yeah, exactly. That probably in reality only cost like 2 cents.
Yeah. Just like stuffing your face with these abominations. Just like, I got a great deal. Wow, and there's so much.
I'm going to eat 10 times what I normally eat just because I got a great deal.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay more.
Yeah.
But
this is terrible for me, but I got to eat it because I paid $5 for 20 burgers. 20. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
So Nick checks in with Miss Musso, who's seated at the bar fondling a framed photo of herself with Ronny Ray. She begs Nick to help her. She's under the spell of Ronny Ray's pungent odor. The very presence of him causes her to go into convulsions and, quote, the schlocky vertigo effect, he asks. Miss Musso is horrified that this is visible to others. She asks Nick, who she refers to as a comely aromatic.
I love that.
Yes, you're a comely aromatic. She asks how she can fight back. Nick tells her the great thing about a photo is that it never changes, even when the people in it do. Do you still belong in this picture? Did you ever belong in it? Just then, Ronny Ray approaches his girl and asks if she wants to go away that weekend. Miss Musso is momentarily strong in the face of this before whimpering in acquiescence. Poor Miss Musso, she can't fight that stank. Ronny Ray then addresses the diner patrons. You're looking at a real high school graduate, he says way too proudly, I gotta say. He's very proud. Holding up his A+ term paper. And then we move past him in the booth down the way. We see a somewhat disappointed Parker watching as he holds up his own C- paper. I just put a note like, I don't know why he's got it with him. He's standing there holding it like this, like looking
in the diner. I don't know,
looking very sad. So in VO, Parker says, Ronny Ray, he's a legend. He's a high school graduate. And then we cut to Parker Central, and Jerry exclaims, he's a fraud. You don't say. This is the first inkling I've gotten the entire episode. This guy might be full of shit.
Yeah.
He's been analyzing Ronny Ray's handwriting from the autograph he gave him the other night and comparing it to one of his high school term papers. The handwriting is obviously very different. Parker asks, if Ronny Ray didn't write this, then who did? It's funny, too, because the handwriting on the paper from the 60s looks like fucking calligraphy.
Yeah, it totally does.
Really
totally
nice.
looks...
Yeah, the autograph is like block handwriting.
Yeah.
And the other thing is just this, it's just really nice looking, which makes it even funnier when they discover that it was Marty who wrote the paper. Because it's got like, Jerry refers to it as someone who has a penchant for misspelling words and quoting Jimi Hendrix lyrics, which is... It's funny
that's what tips Parker off.
Right, yeah, that's how they realize it was Marty, because he can't fucking spell. He's got this beautiful handwriting, but he doesn't know how to spell shit.
Yeah, and he loves Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's great. So I guess we're in the hallway of the school. I think they're doing like a presentation, and I think it's the award presentation, but it seems to be in the hallway, you know, as opposed to like in an auditorium or something.
Or in the quad or something,
Yeah. So the students and alumni mill about the hallway prior to the awarding of the Alumnus of the Year award. Parker is determined not to let Ronny Ray con his way through high school again. He's prepared to confront him. Approaching Ronny Ray at the trophy case, he tells him they need to talk.
And did you notice, because it's in the hallway, but then the hallway turns, they actually have the trophy case not just against the wall like it normally would be. It's like at a 90-degree angle from the wall, like blocking the next hallway. It's so weird. I'm like, why did they do that?
Yeah. It really, like, the whole scene, it feels like they're moving or something. It's just like things are in weird places. Yeah, you're right. That case is like perpendicular to the wall instead of where it usually is, backed up against
the wall.
Something,
It's so weird. I'm like, why did they do that for blocking? But I was like, they weren't like shooting through the case. And even so, you could have the case against the wall and then fake it out to shoot through the case. You know,
yeah,
they do shit like that all the time. So I was just like, I'm not sure why they turned the the trophy case. It doesn't make any sense. But
the space in this scene is very disorienting for that reason. It's really
a weird
hard
layout.
to get an idea of where you are.
Yeah. Part of me, now that we're talking through this, like, why wouldn't it be in the quad? Like, I'm wondering if this was a rain day.
Yeah,
as far as production was concerned, like, oh shit, we can't do the quad. It's raining. We need a cover set. Let's just shoot it in the hallway or something. I don't know. Maybe that's
quick, move the trophy case.
Yeah.
What? Just do it. Yeah. So Parker hands Ronny Ray the term paper from 1969, which Ronny Ray refers to as the Marty Report. You Lewises do good work, he says. What a jerk.
I know.
Miss Musso takes the podium, and the crowd starts to mock her with that moose chant and the hand gesture. But man, she shuts them the fuck down.
She does.
By blasting an air horn into the microphone. Like, that must have been very loud.
It is time to introduce the Alumnus of the Year award. And here to introduce the man of the hour is Ronnie's best friend and former Flamingo Glee Club treasurer, Marty Lewis.
Santo Domingo is perhaps best known for two things: Ronny Ray Rasmussen and one hellacious glee club. Oh boy, tough crowd.
This is great Tim Stack moment, because he's like, oh boy, tough crowd. And he's like pulling at his necktie. He's like literally pulling at his necktie. It was a bad joke, though.
Yeah.
Ronny Ray attempts to console Parker, telling him that the work on the term paper may benefit him someday if he's ever on Jeopardy. It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's weak. Marty extols the many virtues of Ronny Ray Rasmussen, his honesty. We're kind of cutting between the conversation and the presentation here, so that's why it sounds kind of weird here. But yeah, so he's talking about how honest he is, and then Ronny Ray tells Parker, "So I boned you." I hear you. It's a great term. I hear you get away with things all the time. And Parker tells him the difference is that he doesn't use people to get what he wants. He does the work himself. He hands Ronny Ray the 1969 term paper, telling him to do with it whatever becomes a legend the most. And actually, in this particular sequence, I kind of became aware that I may be missing something, but like, it feels like it's been a long time since Parker was involved in some kind of caper. Like, the show seems to have evolved away from Parker and the Buds getting away with scams.
Yes.
A little bit more about like the characters, I guess, but that just
I
became
agree.
apparent. Yeah, he just doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore, which is I was kind of like, I hadn't really noticed that had faded, but that kind of brought it to my attention. Like,
yeah,
not really doing any of that shit anymore.
They're maturing.
Boo.
That sucks.
That's boring. He's worried about term papers and taking tests and what Mikey's doing all the time.
Yeah. Worried about Mikey's emotional well-being.
Yeah.
That's boring.
That's boring. I want to see more things where they're climbing through the fucking ventilation and shit.
Yeah. Pulling off heists and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Operations, synchronizing swatches, Parker Lewis shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Marty introduces Ronny Ray Rasmussen, the alumnus of the year. The spotlight finds Ronny Ray, and he slowly and reluctantly approaches the podium. He takes the award plaque from Marty and thanks him.
But I can't accept this award.
What?
It's kind of funny. You know what I remember most about high school? Everything. Especially the friendships. The ones you make that feel like they're gonna last a lifetime. And sometimes they do. I never thought I'd be able to make friends like that again. But this week I did. A friendship that I would be a fool to waste. And I did. And I am sorry. And so I would like to hand this award over to someone more deserving. A man that I am proud and lucky to still be able to call my friend. A true Renaissance flamingo. Marty Lewis.
Crowd cheers as Marty accepts the award. Then they begin to chant Ronny Ray's name again.
Yeah, I know. That's so fucked up.
It's really funny. Marty had like 3 seconds of glory, and then they're all like, Ronny, whatever. Ronny, whatever the fuck. It's really funny, though. Before Marty can react, Kubiak storms the podium and suggests that they give Ronny Ray the Boy of the Year award. I didn't mention it earlier, but that's really funny that they have a Boy of the Year award.
It is so weird. Boy of the Year.
Yeah. A dumbfounded Ronny Ray accepts the award, tells him what an honor it is, and then launches into an anecdote about a bat boy, a cheerleader, and the left field foul line. I want to hear the rest of that anecdote.
I was going to say, I want to know what the deal is with that story.
Yeah. Over by the trophy case, which, as you pointed out, is staged strangely, Parker asks how Marty could stay friends with a guy if he knew he was lying to him the whole time.
Parker, let me tell you something about Ronnie. Being a high school hero is all he's ever accomplished in life. If he didn't have his past, Ronnie wouldn't have any place to live at all. Truth is, he lives in his car.
The 5 or 6 seconds right here, Ronny Ray goes from just like some kind of pitiable guy to like a bum who lives in his car. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. It made me laugh the first time I heard it because it's just so shocking. It's just he's like, he lives in his car. Like, what? Where's he been going at night? It's very strange.
He's parked out behind the football field.
Yeah. I feel like on another show he'd be like crashing at the Lewis house and driving everybody crazy or something, and then it would turn out he had nowhere else to go or whatever. But anyway, that was a very awkward conversation. Yeah. So then Mikey asks Ronny Ray if he'll help fix the flagpole. Ronny Ray asks for a tall ladder and 300 throws. The crowd starts to cheer his name and they drag him outside. And so back out on the quad, the music from The Natural begins to swell. I guess if you haven't seen this movie, this scene's probably kind of like, oh, what? You know.
I think I understood the reference. Yeah, even though I've never seen the film. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the fucking soundtrack. That's the song that plays over the, whatever. And it's very, I got goosebumps watching this stupid scene from how much the music and the scene kind of, is an integral part of my soul, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just buried down in there. So as soon as the music starts to swell, I'm just like, whoa. It's really weird. So the music from The Natural starts to swell, and Ronny Ray eyes the finial, winds up, and unleashes an extremely awkward fastball into the air. That's what I was referencing earlier.
Yeah.
We follow the ball as it clangs off the Eagle finial, straightening it after 22 years. And then it continues to soar through the air before crashing into stadium lighting. And these are the scenes that they lifted directly from the movie. I won't spoil it or anything, but I'm not sure how many ways a baseball gets into the stadium lighting. You can probably guess, but anyway. So somebody in the outfield just threw the ball, and that was the end of the movie. Yeah. I fucking hate this game. All right, so we then cut between the climactic scene of The Natural as our hero turns to the crowd and shrugs, and then tips his cap to the exploding lights. Marty tells Parker there's no doubt about it. He's never been a bigger hero than he is right now. Parker says maybe, but to me, he's just a 42-year-old boy of the year.
Savage.
Absolutely. Ronny Ray waves from his convertible and drives away.
I guess he just does what he has to. I wish him luck.
I've always felt more fortunate than Ronnie, but never more than right now. You're a smart guy, Park. Gotta be hereditary.
Remind me to thank Mom. The world will always need heroes. Someone who represents the best we can be. Usually, it falls to the flashy guys like Ronnie, while the other heroes, the quiet ones, are harder to spot. Unless you know where to look.
And then for a closing gag, it's not really a gag. Marty's just sacked out on the couch with his Alumnus of the Year plaque. Parker enters the scene, pulls the cover up over his dad, and then shuts off the light. The end. Yeah. He loves his dad.
Yeah.
What have you got to say for yourselves?
That was a fun one.
Yeah.
Love seeing Harry Anderson.
Yep.
I think he did a great job, and it's always fun seeing him.
Yeah.
I think story-wise, it's pretty well done. I'd say it's not one of the strongest ones, but
right.
It's still enjoyable, and it kind of wrapped up pretty interestingly. It's not the typical when you set up something like this where somebody's cheating or something, you expect they're going to get their comeuppance, but he doesn't actually. But that's kind of the point, you know, like,
yeah.
So it's an interesting ending.
What's weird about it too is that like he's not a hateable guy.
No.
And I think part of that's just Harry Anderson. I
Yes.
mean, just seems like a really nice guy, but like he doesn't seem menacing at all, you know, and
it's not out of malice that he's doing these things at all. It's just kind of, he's just enjoying his life and he's kind of being, you know, lazy, you know, like.
That's right. I mean, it's just, he's reliving his glory days, I guess, but I think it would actually have been a little bit more effective if they had cast somebody a little bit less likable looking, or somebody who was playing it a little more skeezy, you know, for lack of a better term. Like, I don't think he plays it especially like, you know, he doesn't seem like a con man. He probably is, you know, or that character could be played more like a con man, you know, or somebody who's using other people. It doesn't really feel like Ronny Ray's using other people. Like the thing with Musso, like, I think in a previous episode, they might have alluded to him like ditching her or something. Yeah. And that never comes up here. It's like the only conflict between them is that she can't control herself around him, which is not unusual for her anyway. Yeah. And he's just friendly and sweet to her. He's not even a jerk to her.
No, he's not.
He doesn't use her at all. He doesn't, you know, the only person he uses is Parker. Parker insists on it. And I don't think it's evident enough that he's intentionally abusing his friendship with Parker, you know, because I think like, it just seems like Parker's putting himself in a position to be used.
Totally. And then, Marty probably did that back in the day too.
Yeah. Yeah. But Marty doesn't even seem to give a shit. But that's what happened. You know, he's still friends with the guy because he pities him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. It just feels like it feels like the surface story of an idea, I guess. Yeah. I think it could, you know, it feels like it doesn't feel as impactful. I didn't feel as invested in it, you know, like if there had been somebody who was playing the role a little skeezier, you probably would have been upset with him, you know, at some point. Yeah. I never felt myself like being like, that fucking Ronny Ray, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
I know.
It's mostly just like, well, I mean, stuff's happening, and then, you know, the end of the episode, we didn't even get a lot of time of how weird it is that he's 42 in high school, you know, like, you know, I guess in different hands, he could have been written as a guy who was like, you know, occasionally hitting on one of the high school girls, and it's like, gross, dude, you know. Yeah. It just feels like it feels like it could have been a little more effective with that kind of thing. Not specifically that, but, you know. Yeah. Fucking Harry Anderson's just too nice.
Too likable.
he's too much of a likable guy for it to really land, you know.
So, moral of this episode, if you're a nice guy, you can cheat.
That's right.
As long as you're nice, you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want, and then you'll live in your car.
Oh gosh.
And the last thing I will say is in tandem, I think, with the whole they aren't doing scams and stuff like that anymore, is I am just a little tired of Parker moralizing to people about, like, you know, all the stuff in here, you know, like, you know, just the moralizing is kind of like, gosh, I just want to move past that and get back to fucking, you know, pulling the wool over Frank's eyes and you know, that kind of stuff. I don't know if it ever comes back, you know, I doubt it, but
yeah, I mean, well, we're closing in the end of season 2, and the tone is starting to shift, not as drastically as it will for season 3, where it drastically changes, with like the whole thing's overhauled. So I think we've probably seen, maybe we might get lucky. 2 more episodes this season might be kind of that caper style. Yeah. But I think we're approaching the end of that, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think it is evident that there's, you know, it's the tone is being shifted probably because they're being told to, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
It's definitely becoming more like, you know, about the, you know, we've got another Annie episode next, which I like Annie episodes, but I mean, it's a different type of show.
It's a totally different type of show, yeah.
You know, a lot more of the character stuff that's like, you know, it's still got the cartoonish sounds and the goofiness, but it's not quite the same, you know. I don't know if we want to keep doing the show, man. Just kidding.
I'm done.
I don't know. I quit. I'm done.
I'll be auditioning for a co-host very shortly.
That would be a shocking turn of events. And just like turn it off real quick, and that's it. I'm done. Just not around anymore.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention, I forgot to mention that Mr. Loopman, I believe that was his final appearance in the show.
That's right, yep.
So, R.I.P.
No
Mr.
more
Loopman.
R.I.P. Mr. Loopman. I don't think he dies.
No, he doesn't.
He just takes a job elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
He goes to work with Mr. Rips.
But I was going to say, he wasn't as loved as Mr. Rips, so he doesn't get his own episode of Leaving.
Yeah, that's right. Despite the fact that we know more about him.
Yeah,
He's been an
exactly.
established character for longer.
People just don't like him. They're like, Loopman's gone? He's been gone for 2 years. What? Oh.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Me.
Oh, God. Yeah. Loopman. No more monkey brains pranks.
No more monkey brains. On the next Synchronize Swatches.
We're talking about Season 2, Episode 19, Boy Meets Girl, Part 2.
Part 2.
The second rocky episode in the story of Parker Lewis and Annie Sloan. As with the first part, this episode focuses on Parker and Annie's relationship growing more serious. The two find each other's faults and have a hard time dealing with the new feelings that they are experiencing. Simultaneously, Grace Musso is trying, as usual, to find love with a rich doctor.
God. I think it's the same rich doctor, too.
I bet you they'll bring him back.
I believe it's the same guy, yeah.
That's funny. I don't remember this episode, and I haven't rewatched it recently.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about this second episode where Annie comes back.
They discover each other's faults. Uh-oh. It's over.
Yep.
You're not perfect. It's over.
There'll be a lot of teenage misunderstanding again.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, man.
I can't wait. You've been listening to Synchronize Swatches, your twice-monthly dose of coolness. Hey, Chip, I know people are listening to this, but what if they want to see our haggard faces?
Not a problem. We're also on YouTube. Head on over and subscribe to our channel at Synchronize Swatches. That's where we post all of our episodes and the bonus content.
What kind of bonus content?
I'm glad you asked. Mini episodes, interviews with cast members.
It's written right there. That's why I asked. It's written.
What?
You said you're glad I asked. It's written right there. That's why I asked.
I'm so confused right now. Mini episodes, interviews, cast members, and the occasional apology for our many fuck-ups like whatever just happened right now. Maybe I'm having a stroke.
You said... Never mind. Hey, that's great. Now, if only there was some way for people to watch Parker Lewis Can't Lose episodes along with us.
Yeah, there is, actually. Plex TV is currently streaming all 3 seasons of Parker Lewis Can't Lose, so it sounds like we're all winners.
Winners! Speaking of winners, we're also on social media. Our handle is Swatches at SwatchesPod on Instagram and TikTok. Find us, follow us, you'll get daily reels as well as previews of upcoming episodes.
Hey, why not send us a little correspondence? We'd love to hear from you. Our email address is swatchespod@gmail.com.
While you're at it, jump onto your podcast app of choice and leave us a 5-star rating and positive review. That's a great way to get the word out about our show.
Our theme music was written and produced by My Sinister Hand.
The show is recorded inside 2 small habitats on opposite sides of the moon. It is written by the hosts with post-production by Chip Johnson. Chris Gregory has been cursed with management of our socials.
Special thanks to Paul Coates for all his German title insights. Danke, das, du ein Freund bist.
Nice.
Hopefully I'm getting better.
Nice. We don't need to use Paul's things anymore. You did great.
Shit.
Thanks again for joining us for all of this. Until next time, I'm Chris Gregory.
And I'm Chip Johnson.
Reminding you that empathy is rebellion to be.
That's
Boomer.
It. Done.
My friend Jerry said you guys were going to do something really neat today.
Comely aromatic.